everybody! So today is Monday and that means it's time for family movie night. And this week for family movie night, we are going to be talking about a Star Trek movie. And I'm really excited for this because I've been doing a Star Trek watch, I guess. It's not a rewatch, it's a watch. It's the first time I've ever seen any of the Star Trek movies except for 2009 I had seen before. And I've been reviewing them on its sort of podcast form here on this channel with my friend Tom. And we just finished our 8th podcast where we looked at Star Trek Into Darkness. We've done all 6 of the original films and the Star Trek 2009 and Star Trek Into Darkness. We will be doing Star Trek Beyond, which I enjoyed very much, on Wednesday, so I look forward to that. And so, yeah, let's talk about a Star Trek movie for family movie night. I really debated because I think that Star Trek II Wrath of Khan is the best Star Trek movie. I do agree with the sort of the general consensus on that one. I think that Star Trek VI is excellent, very, very, very well done, very well written. But as far as the one that I think is the most family friendly, probably Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. And this is a kind of a comedy in the middle of Star Trek, and it really caught me off guard when I saw it. I had just seen, Star Trek 3, which is pretty action-packed, pretty blockbustery, pretty intense at times. Characters die. There's a lot of weighty Star Trekian kind of themes, and so for this to come after it, after Wrath of Khan, and then in Star Trek Search for Spock, and this is considered the end of a trilogy, but I don't think you actually have to have seen the other two to appreciate Star Trek IV, although you should see the other two because they're both really good. And I think that both of those are better movies than Star Trek IV, but it's just so funny and charming and different that I think that as a family you'll really enjoy watching Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. It's very clever, the setup. There's basically this probe that is at the edge of the galaxy, and it's sending out the signal that is causing all of the ships and all of everything to sort of self-destruct. And they figure out that the only way to defeat this probe is to have a whale song. But the thing is that in that day and age, the whales are extinct, and so they have to figure out a way to go back in time to a place when they had whales. And so the whole crew ends up going back in time to 1980s San Francisco, and where they meet this lady played by Catherine Hicks that runs this whale exhibit, whatever you want to call it. Whale, it's not really it's not a like place like the Marine Life Center in Finding Dory. Like, this is just more just the whales. And of course, she's very, very interested in Kirk, and they have kind of a romance of type between the two of them. They have a lot of sort of banter, and Spock, is very perplexed by why anybody would allow a species to go extinct. He says that's illogical, but man is not logical at times. And so these whales that she's sort of mothering, I guess, are like somehow threatened, and they're going to be releasing them back into the wild, which is kind of silly when you really think about it. And so now's the chance for Kirk and everybody to get the whales and then be able to take them back into the future so that they can save everybody. And there's lots of really funny moments of the whole crew out talking to different people, trying to understand 1980s life. Great scene where a guy on a bus is being very obnoxious with his music, and Spock basically tells him how it is. And so that's really funny. There's a really funny kind of weird date scene between the Catherine Hicks character and Mr. Kirk, Captain Kirk.
Who are you?
Who do you think I am?
Don't tell me. You're from outer space.
No, I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space.
Oh, Well, I was close. I mean, I knew outer space was going to come into this sooner or later.
The truth?
Oh, I am all ears.
And you get some nice scenes with Chekhov, who ends up in this hospital, and Bones is determined that they're going to go get him, and because he doesn't trust the medical care of this day and age. And so there's this really madcap out of like Three Stooges kind of scene where they're at the hospital and they're just kind of stealing him, and it's really, really, really silly.
They've taken the patient. Get some help. Hold it!
Stop, Mom.
But I think the kids will laugh. I think kids will like it. And I think it's a good sort of introduction to Star Trek. You definitely don't start with the motion picture because it is pretty boring. And it's very self-indulgent. It's more just for fans, Star Trek the motion picture. But this is definitely one that's very user-friendly. It's something that I think everybody will enjoy. And even though it's not my favorite of the series by a long shot, I do think it's the most family-friendly. And all the actors are game, and they're having a great time. And I like Uhura in here. This is really fun. They're all great. So if you want to get to know the cast, the original cast of Star Trek, and see how they interact, something that's lighter in tone, something that's fun, then I think that you will enjoy Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. So let me know what you think. What's your favorite Star Trek movie? Put in the comments section. And I still think my favorite is Wrath of Khan, but I really did like this recent one, and I'll be posting a review, I think, of this, or at least look out for that podcast coming on Wednesday. So thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!